Okay, Aquarius, let's start at the beginning. Oh, and happy birthday to you. I hope you enjoyed your day. And if it's coming up, I hope you will enjoy your day. So the Magician is in the present time, and that is a magic card. And that's getting in touch with your magic. It's also kind of getting in touch with some karma, some things that are destined. And this lunar eclipse kind of creates that. We are kind of propelled into our destiny if we haven't been paying attention to it. I'm sorry for all that jiggling sound. That's my dog. She's getting a little bit antsy with the energy. So anyway, the Magician is really getting in touch with your magic, in touch with your karma, things that you have set up before you even took the body, Aquarius. Things that will put you on your path. It looks like you've been getting closer and closer and closer to it over the last months, maybe even years for some of you, but really getting in touch with the magic of life, the magic of yourself. And sometimes you have to go really down deep in the depths to rise again. So this looks like it's beginning to rise, Aquarius. It doesn't feel so futile, but getting in touch with that magic. And that may be, just reading a self-help book, going back to church, just renewing your faith in yourself, really appreciating life, a little bit of gratitude. But the Magician really kind of puts things in perspective for you and gets you back on the path to your magic and your life purpose and goals. So if you haven't already experienced that, Aquarius, you're probably starting to feel it or starting to feel the shift just right about now. What crosses you is the betrayal card. Now, this can be the love betrayal card. It can be a heartache from a death. It's pain of the heart. Most of the times it does mean some kind of betrayal of the heart, an ending of a love relationship, falsehoods within that relationship, or someone who has passed that you're not able to release, that your heart is really still hurting. So this is what crosses you, and it looks like it's the last hurdle that's standing in your way of truly thriving and truly flying into your magic, into your power. So if you haven't already taken a look at this, it looks like Spirit is urging you to really take a look at what's going on with your heart. Be present with it. Release the things that do not serve you any longer, whether it's a complicated relationship that is destructive or whether it was the death of someone dear to you that you haven't been able to release. So really take a look at releasing that energy because it's standing in the way of your happiness. And it could be a relationship as well that's standing in the way of your happiness. Now is the time to look at all that stuff. And if you may have began the journey of releasing with the solar eclipse, and now that the lunar eclipse is coming, knocking on our doors, so to speak, kind of forcing you to look at heart betrayals, things that you have done to hold you stagnant, that does not allow you to fly and to free yourself. So it's kind of the theme of last month, the continuation of Free Your Mind and the Rest Will Follow. This is kind of the ending of all that, and it's the piece of the puzzle that needs to be resolved. So what is next is the 10 of Cups. This is the family. This is the happiness. Can stand for moving, changing things within the home, different agreements. It could be family dynamics. It doesn't have to be a physical movement or like physical things to a home. It could be acquiring a new home, a new family member, but it's more joyful and a more focus on the positive aspects of our family. And it is in the exalted higher place. So it looks like your perspective has shifted and the importance of certain things in your life are not as important as family and finding the balance in there, finding the joy. But it does look like some things are ending within the family. It could be a relationship. It just really feels like it might be a relationship, or a relationship Doesn't necessarily mean a heart relationship as in lover, husband, wife, partner type of thing. It could be some fluctuation within the family dynamic. And it looks like really taking a step up into knowledge and learning how to work with each other and find the balance within the different dynamics and the different personalities, as well as physically moving, or could be like painting a room, something like that, but something within the family that brings you great joy and kind of simplifying your life. It looks like the last couple of years has been a little complex for you, and kind of beating your head against the wall. Well, it looks like that shift has happened and things are going to flow for you a little bit more freely, Aquarius, after this last hump. It looks like this is the last of some of the heartache and confusion that you've had. You know, should I stay? Should I go? What should I do about this? So a lot of those answers will be presented to you so you can resolve some of these. Bring a lot more happiness into your home life, your family life, and the dynamics around it. Different personalities sometimes. You know, you got to work with what you got. So that's what you're learning, is to really work with what you got instead of resisting it. Release the things that don't bring you happiness and joy. And it looks like you have reprioritized what is important in your life over the last couple of months. So now you're going to start seeing the fruition, or you're going to see the reaping the benefits of the work that you've done. And the more work that you've done on cleaning up messes that were yours, Aquarius, the more validation, the more gains you will receive during this lunar eclipse. What is in the past is the Three of Wands. And you know, a 3 is like, it's the one after balance. It's like getting a little bit more balance in your life, looking at things that are important and are not, sometimes holding on to the things of the past that really don't serve you. There's something from the past that it looks like you're clinging to that no longer serves you. It's way out to the side here, and it really needs to be released. And I'm feeling that it has something to do with the piece of the puzzle for the relationship, that really let it go, give to God, give to spirit, give to the trees, whatever your higher power is, and just really release it, because it looks like you've been hanging on to something so tight that it's not been benefiting you or the other people that you are trying to create this stuff for. So it looks like your life is going to take a complete 180 from what you have been planning. So be aware, be ready for the shift. It looks like it's starting to happen now, but really releasing this this kind of preconceived idea that this is part of your foundation, and it really isn't, and truly release that so you can find your balance. I feel like there is a distance involved here. You may be going to someone for, support of some kind. There may be someone who needs your help right now, but it's something from the distance. So you're looking at your plans at present, which includes some distant travel. It could be travel abroad. It could be moving. Also could be, helping a family member, a friend, but something is happening that will make a huge shift in your plans from, you're trundling along this way, everything looks like it's going, it's a little frustrating, to boom, making a left turn right in the middle of the journey. So be prepared. It's on its way if it hasn't already happened, but you will see that shift fairly soon if it hasn't already happened. But it looks like you have been making decisions to really reprioritize what's important in your life and what isn't, where you'd like to be, and just moving that energy. But there's one last piece that you really have to release before you can jump into your joy and your bliss. And what is waiting for you on the horizon is the Ace of Wands. Wands are fire and motion and initiative and taking charge, and it's also divine intervention. You have two aces here. You have the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Swords. So you have movement and really thinking things out and doing your higher purpose, really getting on your path for your higher purpose. And for many of you, it may mean mean a career change, a complete 180. And I'm seeing that all over here, Aquarius. Some of your plans that you thought were steadfast and tried and true are kind of shifting. So pay attention, let it shift. It's part of the destiny of what you should be doing. There is a higher purpose for all of us, and it looks like you are being shown that path. And it may be a little frustrating for you. It may be a little shocking, and it might not have been in the recesses of your mind at all. But it will shift. It looks like that a Knight of Cups, this is a water sign, that is Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. This is a Knight of Cups, and it could be a person around 30 or a little under 30. You know, I don't like to attach gender to the cards because we're in such a gender fluid society right now. So this can be a male or a female, but it looks like they will help facilitate this change, either for the positive or the negative, but there will also be some follow-ups, and there will be some movement and some help and initiation by this Knight of Cups, or just helping you a little bit more on the path. This feels like someone between the two Ace cards, so it may be initiations, endings, but whatever it is, there will be someone there that either spurs it on or kind of ignites some of the things that need to happen. Doesn't necessarily look like it's positive or negative, but it looks like some of the things that you've been toiling with and not quite been able to grasp to get the energy to move will be spurred on by this water sign, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. So you are solidly getting on your path, whether you like it or not. And there are a lot of new beginnings. This castle right here kind of lights up. So it looks like the road to this was very necessary, and you had to go pretty deep. It looks like in the last year or so, where it almost feels like you didn't have control of the changes of the situation. But put your best foot forward, puts a little effort into what you want to manifest, and instead of letting it just go with the flow completely, put it out in the universe how you'd like those changes to look, and hold the vision. And you do have help along the way. This also feels like taking the high road. You know, the Knights are one of, they guard, they protect, they do the right thing. It can also be taking the moral high ground if something is presented to you that does not feel in line with your morals and what you perceive as the right thing to do. So you stay on the high road no matter what it looks like coming to you. It is emotions. There are some emotions involved here. With the cups. Cups are emotions, that's water. So the depths, you're going to feel the depths of this, but the outcome is actually very positive. So it looks like going through it for a little bit, and you will have the positive outcome. And it looks like some of your dreams will come true that you've been really trying to make happen, but it's kind of hitting that brick wall, hitting that big brick wall. Well, it looks like the wall is being destroyed for you. But take a look at the other options. I think it's a 180 degree. That's something that you won't even see coming, but it'll be right along the line. It'll be right, just fall right in your lap kind of thing. We have the Queen of Pentacles at the basis of all this, and that is an exalted person. Pentacles can be money, can be earthly pleasures. And this is an earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. And I am feeling like it is someone of great importance in your life. Someone that's really grounded in the reality of what's going on. Doesn't pull punches, kind of tells you like it is. A very important person in your life. Looks like you, feels like a family member, because it looks like you disagree on things, but some of the things that, and this does feel like a woman, normally don't attach gender, but it really does feel like a woman of exaltedness, a woman that wants the best for you, can be mother, sister, but it doesn't look like a partner. It looks like an advisor of some sort that has always had the best intentions for you. So don't be afraid to ask for help, but earth signs kind of let us know what's going on anyway if we don't want to hear it. Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. So really listen to what she's presenting, not necessarily how she's presenting it. And but she is there to help. She is there to help. She is the foundation of some of these changes, but she really does tell it like it is. And so she is part of the foundation of a lot of this movement. The next card is the Five of Cups, and what I call crying over spilt milk. It's really when you spend too much time in the past. That's when we get into depression, really feeling sorry for ourselves, things like that. So you may have a little moment of that after all this has taken place. But if you've done your work, this part of the movement will not be as tumultuous for you, and it'll just be like ending the process. But if you haven't done your work, it may be spawned out of a crisis feeling for you, and you really have to feel the depths of that, the grief, and whether it has to do with a physical death, death of a relationship, change of jobs, but really allow yourself to feel that, to feel it. And then there are two great opportunities right behind you. So don't live in that past, don't live in that sorrow and that heartache for too long, Aquarius, because there's new beginnings right on the other side of this sorrow for you. There is a bridge here that's lighting up, so it's time to make those changes. You've known you've had to make those changes for a long time, and many of you have already started the ball rolling, so it won't feel so abrupt, so crisis-like. It'll just be the completion of what you have initiated already. The Ace of Swords here is, love those aces, what I call the God cards or the Spirit cards. That's when you're finally firmly on your spiritual path, on the path of your destiny. And that's what this eclipse is really all about. It's all about destiny. Whatever is going to happen or supposed to happen will happen, whether it's within our power or not as earthlings, as human beings. It's really, we are predestined to do many things, or at least my belief system is, we are come here to learn certain things, and that is what is happening for you. You are really being firmly planted right back on that path, and you have two of them there. Ace of Swords can be like very cutting. So if you are on the wrong path, Aquarius, it may be feeling like a bit of a crisis when things shift, but it will come out. The results will be very beneficial. You will gain from this change, even though it's uncomfortable while it is happening. Change is never really comfortable, even though change is the only thing that stays the same, really. So Ace of Swords is putting you firmly on that path. You will see the vision that you're supposed to do. The sword is kind of lighting up for me. Be careful of getting too much in your head, overthinking the woulda, coulda, shouldas. Allow yourself to really release any grief from this change. And start thinking about the new things in life that you want to create. All the things that you have just reprioritized, all the hopes and dreams, bucket lists. Now it's time to really look at things and start moving that energy, embracing things for yourself. I'm also feeling a shift in your own personal voyage about doing things for others. Sometimes doing things for others too much, we neglect our own joys. We neglect our own bliss. And many times when we give to another person, they haven't even asked for it. So it becomes almost a resentment on both sides. The one who is receiving something they didn't ask for, and the one that's giving something for kindness out of their heart, but they're not getting the response that they want. So make sure if you're giving to someone that it's unconditional, absolutely unconditional, with no expectation of return. And I think that that is part of the shift of this big growth period for you, Aquarius, really allowing yourself to gift yourself first. And many times that do-gooder side in you gets in the way of your own growth and development if you focus too much on gifting others. I know it is one of your heart songs is to really be able to help and allow others to grow and fly from your help and guidance. But it really looks like you need to refocus your help, your love, your guidance on what your highest creative goals are so you can attain them. So it looks like you've been floating a little while. It looks like a couple of years, refocusing your attentions, refocusing your priorities on your life purposes. And that leads me to the culmination card, which is a hermit. That's really taking time to be with yourself, really releasing all the intentions, opinions, other people's focus, and really looking at your own focus, reintroducing yourself to your life purpose. You've always known what it is. It looks like you've put it on the back burner for the growth and development of others. So now it's the time to reprioritize. So it looks like you're halfway through there. Really take the time to be by yourself. It does look like you do have a little problem. I don't know why it's a problem. It's a challenge. Sometimes being by yourself. Sometimes being by yourself is really uncomfortable. So it looks like you are going to redevelop the love affair with yourself and redevelop your karmic purpose and the joys that you find in yourself. Don't be afraid to find the pleasures in your alone time. And I know that head really works overtime. The mind, the Aquarian mind, works overtime. But take some of those brilliant ideas and repurpose them for yourself.